APNvideo.com is on the air. We're coming to you from beautiful Hohokam Park in Mesa. It's the 2025 Msbl World Series. It's the Long Island Blacksox 2-0 by way of record. Indy Orioles 1-1. And I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Video Sports. This stadium was built in 1998, or that's when it opened, here in Mesa, Arizona. We're expecting a beautiful afternoon for our national pastime as you get a look at the Indianapolis Orioles, 1-1 by way of record. They're led by Wade Telto, their manager. On the other side, Jimmy Rose is the manager of the Long Island Blacksox, and they are playing down from the National Division. And you get a look at some of the stars for the Indianapolis Orioles who are hoping to make a run for a championship. And there's their manager, Wade Telto.
Yeah, I went home and I got a sandwich.
Yeah, I would say as a child, well, my name is Joe Weller. As a child, I would say the reason I got into the game was because my dad. I always grew up playing with him outside and grew a love for the game, the local youth league, and T-ball on the way up. Had some good friends that we played with all the way growing up, and it was just a good time.
And what part of Indy, do you live in Indiana?
I just moved to Michigan. Yeah,
Oh, you did?
Indianapolis, yeah. Where I'm from.
Okay. Well, special thanks to Joe Weller for joining us in our pregame. You're getting a look at the starting pitcher, Southpawer Cody South. Kind of an appropriate last name as he takes his warm-up tosses. He'll be going up against the Long Island Blacksox, led by their manager, Jimmy Rose. And this is a team that is playing up. I guess there's only two teams in the National Division, and so they need people to play. So the Orioles are the home team defensively. Telto at first, Glaze second, Pratt short, Sentman at third. There's Joe Bowman out in left field with brother Andrew in center. Bittner, he'll patrol right field. Or rather, well, it looks like actually Bittner is in center field. All right, we're ready to go, and it's Soriano to lead things off, one of the most talented players in this entire 25 age group. And this game is underway. A good fastball in the outside corner. And Soriano fouls off the next pitch, and he's down, no balls, 2 strikes. Luca doing the catching, Zach Luca for Cody South. As you got to look at Frandy De La Rosa, the Black Sox second baseman. Grounded foul. The dimensions here at Hohokam Park in Mesa, down the left field line, 340, 385 to the power gaps, as this one's bounced down to the manager of the Orioles, Wade Telto. He's challenged right off the bat, and there's one down. 410, 411 to center field, 350 down the right field line. Swing and a miss. Frandy De La Rosa, the second baseman. South delivers. And this one is hit in the air, shallow center, and I don't think anybody's going to get there. And that ball's going to fall in for a base hit. So a nice effort by Bittner out in center field, but to no avail. And so the Black Sox have their first runner on base here in the top of the first inning. And now Ben Farias. He takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Farias, one of the top OPS guys on this Black Sox team, and he's a guy that'll hit, kind of gap to gap. And the breaking pitch didn't miss by much. Not a bad pitch right there. And Cody South is 1 ball, 1 strike on Ben Farias with Rod Rodriguez on deck. In the dirt, 2-1. South looks in for the sign. The look at first. The pitch swung on. Ground ball deep in the hole. Pratt's got it. And the long throw to first, and he just got him. What a fine defensive play by the Orioles shortstop. And there's 2 down in the inning. Cameron Pratt with a play that would have made Mark Belanger or Cal Ripken proud. So there's 2 down. Next up is the cleanup hitter, Rodriguez, the first baseman. He takes high, ball one. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. In the air to right field, and Bowman will have it, and the side is retired. No runs, one hit, one left. And a good inning for Cody South. We head to the home half of the first inning. Orioles coming up in the 2025 MSBL World Series. Well, the starting pitcher today for the Blacksox is going to be Stalin De La Rosa. Hard-throwing right-hander. Of course, we mentioned the Blacksox come into this game 2-0. Chaz Bellman, this is a guy you have to keep off the base paths. Good speed, he's an outstanding athlete, and he swings and pops one up. First base side, Rodriguez runs out of real estate, and it's no balls and one strike. Bittner and Luca to follow. Cody South in the cleanup position. We're in the home half of the first inning. Indianapolis coming in with a record of 1 win, 1 loss. And that's swung on and fouled off. They lost to Twin City, who I hear is one of the favorites in this division, 5-3, and then beat up on Dew Life 19-4. They have a plus 13 run differential. Ground ball that takes a bad hop on the third baseman down the line. Here comes Bellman. He is heading to second. He's in standing with a double. So a good start for the Orioles here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Chaz Bellman with a base hit down the line, and here's Dean Bittner. Bittner getting the start in center field today against Stalin De La Rosa. It's kind of a cool name. I mean, your name, I don't know if they purposely named him after Joseph Stalin, the Russian dictator from, what was it, World War I or II? Can't remember now. Big swing and a miss. Good fastball by De La Rosa. May have thrown that one a little, maybe tried to overthrow that one just a bit. So Bellman at second base. He represents the game's first run. And this one gets away. Bellman to third with nobody out. So the Orioles have a great chance right here to break the ice in this game. With a runner at third and nobody out. Dean Bittner, swing and a miss. That's just some good, hard cheese, as a lot of guys would call it. Queso. And Stalin getting ready to deliver a big pitch. Swung on, fly ball, right field. That ball is in. And here comes Bellman to home, and he will score, and the Orioles are on the board first. An RBI single by Dean Bittner to right field. And with nobody out, runner at first, now Zach Luca. Well, they break through, and that's got to be a great feeling against a guy that throws very hard. And now a pickoff move, and our apologies. We can't always get over there, especially a quick move like that. Unfortunately, that's one of the problems. Rodriguez, the first baseman, has asked the umpires to confer, and now they've changed the call. If you can believe it, that's a long ways away for the home plate umpire to overrule that, and I completely disagree. You hardly ever see that in the major leagues. So the runner is out. That's a caught stealing. Bittner is out, one down, and now Zach Luca. Luca against De La Rosa. And a swing and a miss. Kind of power versus power right there. Luca was trying to send that ball into the berm in left center field, and De La Rosa was pumping probably somewhere around 80, maybe a little more than 80 miles an hour. Strike two called. Good pitch. Low kind of in on the inner third. 2 strikes on Zach Luca with 1 out, and a run is in. That one got away from him. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. Cody South is on deck. De La Rosa delivers, and again, maybe overthrowing a little bit. I don't think he needs to do that. I mean, the extra mile or two that you get on that fastball probably isn't going to make much of a difference. 3-2. And bounce up the middle. Soriano's got a powerful arm. Boy, he shows it off there. What a tremendous arm. And there is 2 down here in the inning. Cody South will be the next hitter, cleanup hitter and starting pitcher for Wade Telto and this Indianapolis Orioles. And just off the outside part of the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. So Bellman with a double, and he scores from third on a bloop single to right by Dean Bittner. 1-2 out in the inning. It's 2 balls and no strikes on the speedy Cody South, who doubles up as a center fielder when he's not pitching on the mound for the Indianapolis Orioles. 2-0 is the count here to South. And the pitch, and it's high and away. And again, I'm not sure why Stalin De La Rosa is just trying to throw the ball through the backstop. I don't think there's any need for it. He's 3 balls and no strikes on Cody South with Cameron Pratt on deck. And he lost him ball 4. So a 2-out walk will extend the inning, and you got to appreciate the hustle of Cody South. A lot of guys, they'll just jog down the first. That ball got a little bit away from Padilla. Cam Pratt, the shortstop, who made a very nice play deep in the hole back in the top of the first inning, will bat here in the bottom half. Runner at first, 2 out. And the fastball is a little bit low. So 1 ball and no strikes on Cam Pratt. Home half of the first inning, the Orioles lead 1-0. Blacksox dropping down from the National League to play in this Mountain Division. And a strike called. That evens the count at 1-1. Well, let's see if the Orioles are a little aggressive here on the base paths with a runner at first. And they don't have to. That one got away from the catcher, and Cody South, man, you could just see the lightning-like quickness of this young man, and he is at second base. 2 balls and 1 strike on Cam Pratt here in the bottom of the first inning. De La Rosa to the belt, to the plate. And this one is fouled out of play. He was a little tardy on that fastball. I think he's running it up there 80+. I mean, I can't tell you if he's low 80s, mid 80s, or around 80, but did that get him? Did that hit him in the helmet? Well, I hope not. So a hit batsman, and now you've got runners at first and second, 2 out. And the batter is Brandon Glaze. And the first pitch, called strike. The late call by the home plate umpire. No balls and 1 strike on the Orioles' second baseman. Fastball got the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. De La Rosa could use a strikeout. 2 out, 2 on. The pitch. And a swing and a miss, and he got exactly what he wanted, and that'll retire the side. But a run on a couple of hits, 2 left on. We have played 1 from the home of the Athletics. This is Hohokam Park in Mesa. You're watching the 2025 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series on APM Video Sports, and Gus Mejia will be the first batter up here for the Blacksox. 1-0 lead here for the Orioles, and Gus sends one down the left field line. He hit that ball well, and might have been a home run had it stayed fair. So Mejia leading things off here in the second against Cody South, and the next pitch is upstairs for a ball. The Long Island Blacksox undefeated coming in. They've outscored their opponents 18-8 through the first 2 games, and now 2 strikes on Gus Mejia. Breaking ball, and Cody South did not get the call, and the count will be 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the kick in the fire, and it's swung on and missed. And that'll be Cody's first strikeout of the ball game, coming here to the first hitter in the second inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Bruce Valentine. Talented left fielder. South delivers and catches the outside corner. Then it's 1 ball, no balls, and 1 strike to the 6th place hitter in the lineup. That's in there for a called strike. So a good job by Cody South working both parts of the plate. Started him out with a borderline strike and then ran it in on him. And he's a little tardy on that one. Fouled it off at the plate, and now the 0-2 again, and it's too high. It's not a bad choice of pitches there. You try to get him to fish, and that one just got away from Cody. Just released the ball a little late, and now the 2-2. And here's a line drive out into right center field. It's going to drop down. It's going to roll to the warning track or near the warning track. The throw comes in. It's a stand-up, 1-out double for Bruce Valentine. So he hits a 2-2 pitch. He looked overmatched on the first 2 deliveries by Cody South, but he was able to run it to a 2-2 count, and now Andrew Castano. First pitch is outside, ball 1 to Andrew. Starting third baseman here today for Jimmy Rose and the Long Island Blacksox. Playing down from the National League, ground ball short, and Pratt is there. He fires to first, and he's out, 2 down. Fine defensive play. That's the second fine defensive play we've seen out of the Orioles shortstop. And again, Cal Ripken just said that play made him proud. So there's 2 down here in the inning, and catcher Brian Padilla. 2 out, runner at third. And the first pitch is in there for a called strike. Hohokam Park in Mesa. Padilla swings, pops it up. Cody, who is also a center fielder, covering a lot of ground there, and that'll retire the side as he makes the catch in foul territory. After an inning and a half of baseball, it's the Orioles 1 and the Blacksox 0. All right, back here from Hohokam Park in Mesa, Wade Telto, the manager, will be the first batter up. As we go to the home half of the second inning, and he takes the first pitch low and inside from Stalin De La Rosa. Second inning action. First time up for the manager of the Orioles, and he will take the strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sentman is on deck, and only to be followed by Andrew Bowman. That one is up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Special thanks to Wade for setting up today's broadcast. You're getting a look at Stalin De La Rosa. That's on the outside corner. A couple of strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Telto, when he's going well, he's like I think I've mentioned this before. He's a guy that can hit. When he's going well, he's hitting to gap to gap. That's inside full count. And overall, I would say a patient hitter. Slightly choking up on the bat. You don't see that very often out here. Now the payoff pitch. And that one's too high, and it's ball 4, and that patience really came through there. So an outstanding at bat by Wade Telto, and that'll bring up third baseman Mike Sentman. Sentman batting for the first time. He is the 8th hitter in the lineup. Andrew Bowman is on deck to be followed by his brother, and now a pitch gets away, and that's going to allow Wade to move up to second base, and he's in scoring position with nobody out here in the home half of the second inning. De La Rosa, who gave up a run in the first, a leadoff double by Bellman, a single to right field by Dean Bittner. And now Mike Sentman up there trying to drive in Telto from second. And De La Rosa right now about 50-50 on the command. Some pitches look great, and then he's leaving it too high. That fastball is just almost like a rise ball. And that's fouled off. And Sentman really had to gear up the bat speed to just make contact with that blazing fastball by De La Rosa. Grounded foul. Couple of strikes on Sentman, 8th place hitter in the Indianapolis Orioles lineup. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. And that is strike 3 called, and I think Mike knew it. So a backward K, the second strikeout of the day for De La Rosa. So there's one down, and here is Bowman. Bowman getting the start in center field. Brother Joe is on deck, the starting left fielder, and the first pitch is way outside. And Wade is heading down to third, and he is going to be in without a throw. So good base running there, heads up base running by the manager. One out, runner at third. 1 ball and no strikes to the Orioles center fielder. Fastball at the knees and on the outside third. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Home half of the second inning. And a good game so far, 1-0 Orioles, and they've got an insurance run standing 90 feet away at third base. The infield playing in. Orioles come in with a 1-1 record. De La Rosa sights a sign, kicks and fires. And he missed badly on that one, and that evens the count. I think at times, Stalin, he wants to get a little extra couple miles per hour on that fastball, and I think he overthrows. Here's a swing and a drive to center, and this ball's going to drop in for a base hit. Scoring is Telto from third base on an RBI single by Andrew Bowman, and it is now 2-0 in favor of the Orioles. So a good clean base hit up the middle. Now Joe Bowman with brother and Andrew at first base. And the first pitch in there, a fastball, and it's 0-1. Hohokam Park in Mesa, home to the Athletics. I don't know, are they called the Sacramento or the Oakland A's? I think they're still called the Oakland A's, but it'll be interesting to see if they ever get to Las Vegas. It's going to be a while. I think they're going to be in Sacramento, I would say, at least 5 years. That's a wave and a miss unless somebody else has a stadium they can loan them for the next couple of years. So That's a pass ball. That's going to allow Andrew to move up into scoring position at second base. Stalin De La Rosa. He sights the sign. Ready with the next offering. And he missed badly that time. And boy, Padilla's getting a workout behind home plate. Runner at second, one out. We're in the home half of the second inning. It's been a long inning. And that one swung through. I think he got a piece of it. Couple of strikes, couple of balls on Joe Bowman, the final hitter in the lineup. Number 10 hitter for the Orioles. Runner takes his lead at second, the pitch. And here's a ball hit up the middle. It's flared by the second baseman, De La Rosa. His throw to first, not in time. That's an infield hit. So that's hit number 4 for the Orioles. That is their second hit of the inning. A run has already come in on the RBI single by Andrew Bowman, scoring Telto from third base. It's 2-0 Orioles. And now we go back to the top of the order, and Chaz Bellman, he got things started back in the first inning with a double and a run scored. No balls and one strike. Second inning action, first and third, one out in the pitch. In there for a fastball and a called strike. We're even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's see if they have some motion over there at first base. He squares the bunt, and Padilla again really getting a workout behind home plate. And here's a drive into deep right center field. This is a long run, and the ball is off the glove. Well, a good effort by Valentin out there in center field. It's a double, the second of the day for Chaz Bellman. Actually, it's a single. And it's now 3-0 in favor of the Orioles. So they're off to a very good start. Runners are at first and third. And now a meeting of the minds, as one of the assistant coaches is out there to talk to Stalin De La Rosa. So here's Dean Bittner with runners at first and third and still only 1 out. First offering catches the outer third, and that's a called strike. Zach Luca on deck hoping for an RBI opportunity. Swing and a miss. There goes the runner. And it's going to be cut off by Soriano, and heads up base running by Joe Bowman. He's going to score, and just like that, it's 4-0. Well, a double steal works to perfection. And now Bellman is in scoring position for the Orioles. Pitch. That last play, I think if you're Padilla, you almost want to throw that to the pitcher. And if the runner's not going, of course, it would be hard for him to tell trying to catch the ball. But that's a situation, I think you throw that ball back to the pitcher. I don't think he had a chance, and you know where, of gunning down Bellman at second base, who takes his lead. And the pitch to Bittner, and swung on and missed. And he is going down. That is the third strikeout of the day. 2 down in the inning, and here's Zach Luca. Still a runner at second with 2 out. De La Rosa has struck out 2 here in the second inning, but he's given up a total of 3 runs, and they're all earned. And he falls behind the third place hitter Luca at 1 ball, no strikes. Tardy on that one, and that evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. 4-0 Orioles here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And here's a high pop-up on the infield. Playable for the second baseman, and De La Rosa has it, and that'll retire the side. But 3 runs come across. We head now to the third. 4-0 Orioles. This is the 2025 Msbl World Series. All right, we head now to the top half of inning number 3. A A 1-run first and a 3-run second for the Orioles, and they lead it 4-0. Top half of inning number 3. Santiago will be the first batter. Jordani Santiago will start things off. And then he'll be followed by Garcia. And then back to the top of the order unless they add a player to the bottom. So a quick walk here to start the 3rd inning, and that's the last thing that Cody South wanted to do, especially after his team set him up with 3 runs in the 2nd, and he owns a 4-0 lead. Justin Garcia. So Jordani Santiago is at first base. I think he played for the Long Island Twins, if I'm not mistaken. They're Sonny Hodge on this Blacksox team and played some semi or maybe even some minor league ball. Sonny Hodge didn't get the start today. A couple of guys from that Long Island Twins will have their game next week over at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Simon Whitley, the manager, good guy. Throw over to first, and this one gets away. It goes down the line, and here comes Santiago from first to third, and he's in, safe sliding. Well, a big-time error that time. I don't know if that'll be charged on the pitcher or the first baseman. So they get a runner at third base with Justin Garcia up there, and the sun definitely going to be a factor here for probably the next 45 minutes. I would say. And this isn't easy for the hitters to pick up the baseball because the baseball is coming out of the sunlit background behind the starting pitcher, Cody South. And apparently, Garcia thought that was ball 4. It was a call to strike, and that is strike 3 called. And one of the things I'm seeing a lot, especially at the 25 level, but even with the 50 and over, in this week of baseball, a lot of guys are throwing the bat, running down to first base before the umpire makes the call. And if it's a 50-50 call in terms of whether it is a strike or a ball, as Soriano digs in for the second time, and a lot of times you're going to get punched out because they do not like that. And I've seen that more now this year than I have in any other year. Here's Soriano sending one deep into left field. He hit it a ton, and it's going to bounce up against the wall. So Santiago will score from third on the long double by Francisco Soriano. And the White Sox are on the board, or the Black Sox. Same thing, and it's now 4-1. Soriano, one of the strongest arms I've ever seen from anybody out here. Now a chopping ball, De La Rosa, fine play, leaping to the third base side of the pitcher's mound, and De La Rosa is going to be retired on a fine defensive play, 1-3. So there are 2 down now in the inning. A run is in. And a little looper and a spectacular diving catch by Glaze at second base, and that'll retire the side. Put a star next to that one. The Black Sox get a run. They're on the board for the first time, and at the end of 2.5 innings of play, it's 4-1 Orioles on APNvideo.com. All right, 3rd inning of work for De La Rosa, and he'll be facing his counterpart here. Cody South, Cam Pratt, and Brandon Glaze, who just made that nice sprawling catch out in shallow center field, saved a run, and it ended the inning. So Cody South up there drew a walk back in the first inning. He bats here in the home half of the 3rd inning, and it is 4-1 in favor of the Orioles. They are the host team. They're 1 win, 1 loss coming in. And here's a line drive, and that is out in the right center field. That is a base hit for Cody South. Sixth hit now for Indianapolis as Pratt comes to the plate. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning and was left stranded. Fouled straight back to the screen, and it's 0-1. The wind, the pitch, fouled off, and it's quickly 0-2. Runner at first with no out. They got a piece of a good thing. He's got that shin protector on his left ankle, and the shin. No balls, 2 strikes. De La Rosa struck out 3. Here's a ball sent out into deep left field, but it was right at Garcia. Fine catch for out number 1. Good job backpedaling and coming up with the ball. That'll bring up Brandon Glaze. Made that nice catch to end the top of the third inning with a runner at second and 2 out. Big swing and a miss. That was just some good heat right there. He's got to be throwing at least high, I would say he's got to be throwing 80. I don't think he's in the high 70s with the fastball. 4-1 Orioles here in the home half of the third inning. Jeff Lowry, APNvideo.com, and the 2025 Msbl World Series. Now the 2-2 pitch with a runner at first and 1 out. He struck him out swinging, and there's 2 down here in the inning, and that is the 4th punch out of the day for De La Rosa. 2 down. The Orioles with 4 runs on 6 hits. And here's Telto, who is the manager of the Orioles, and he's batting for the second time. He walked and scored in that 3-run second inning for Indianapolis. He takes one high and tight. That one got away. Wasn't on purpose, and De La Rosa is trailing Telto 1 ball, no strikes. Still a runner at first base. Cam South, starting pitcher and cleanup hitter in the lineup, led off the inning with a single. Since then, Pratt flied out, Glaze struck out. Right-handed hitting Wade Telto at the plate, 7th place hitter in the Orioles lineup. Might see some action over there at first base with 2 outs, and there it is. He's going, and he's going to make it. Now, who caught that ball? The second baseman somehow, De La Rosa, caught that ball with Soriano jumping in front of him. It's a stolen base. And that's going to be a strike. Wade started to head down to first base, so it's 3 balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. He's been playing some first base in this tournament. A wave and a miss. It's dropped by Padilla, and he'll throw down to first base, and that will take care of business here. So no runs, a hit, and 1 left on, and we are heading to inning number 4. The Orioles lead 4-1. This is APNvideo.com. Top of the 4th inning here, the Blacksox coming to the plate. And first up for them is first baseman Rod Rodriguez. They trail 4-1 here, top of the 4th inning. 2 balls and no strikes. Rodriguez flied to right field back in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Cody South in his 4th inning of work has pitched very well. He walked the leadoff batter, Jordani Santiago, but then he moved to third on an errant throw and went first to third, and then 1 out later, a hard hit, line shot double to the wall in left field on a bounce produced their only run. And that is a quick walk to start the 4th inning, and always the last thing you want to do, right, when you start an inning is walk the leadoff hitter. Well, I'll bring up Gus Mejia, 5th place hitter in the lineup here for the Blacksox, who come in with a record of 2-0. Swung on in the first pitch, he pops it up. Not real happy with himself, and the catch is made by Cody, and there's 1 down. So a big, big first out here as we start the top of the fourth inning. Runner goes. Nope, he holds up. And the first pitch is ball one. Bruce Valentin, currently in center field now for the Blacksox. And he swings and hits a long drive into right center field for a base hit, and it'll be at first and second. I lost that one in the sun myself. So a line drive single to right center field by Bruce Valentin. That'll bring up Andrew Castano, the third baseman. And Castano takes, and that's a called strike. Here in the top of the fourth inning, the Orioles got a run in the first, 3 more in the second. The Black Sox only run came last inning in the third, a RBI double by Francisco Soriano. Here's a ball lined out into center field, and that's going to be in for a hit. The throw comes in, cut off by the pitcher, and now the bases are loaded, and they have the tying run on base with 1 out. Bases loaded, 1 out, tying run at first. And now the catcher, Brian Padilla. So the Orioles could really use a pitcher's best friend. And that one is taken upstairs for ball one. Infield kind of close at the corners, but the second and shortstop are playing kind of halfway and a double play depth, but that's going to be by the wayside here on the wild pitch. And the Black Sox have cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. Runners are now at second and third. Tying run in scoring position at second base, and Andrew Castano. And a ball hit down to third, knocked down. And the throw to first gets away. I'm not sure. I apologize for being a little late getting over to that one. Well, I think they're going to rule that an error on the third baseman. Credit an RBI for Padilla. And it's now 4-3 Orioles, but now you got runners at first and third, still only one man out. And Jordani Santiago. So now runners are at second and third. Well, Cody South needs an out right here and right now. He is in grave danger of giving up the lead. And facing a tough competitor in Jordani Santiago, who drew a walk and a run scored back in the third. It's 4-3 Orioles, and Santiago lifts a fly ball to right field. It's deep, and that'll score the run. The throw comes back to second, and this game is tied on a sacrifice fly to right field by Jordani Santiago. So it's a 3-run inning for the Black Sox. 4-4 tie here in the top of the fourth inning, and the final hitter in the lineup here for Jimmy Rose is Justin Garcia, strikeout victim back in inning number 3. First pitch is swung on and fouled off. Well, a fruitful inning here for the Black Sox. In the top of the fourth inning, Cody South in his fourth inning of work. And here's a smash up the middle, and that's into center field, a base hit. Here's the center fielder up with the ball. It is cut off by the pitcher. The run will score. And the Black Sox have regained the lead at 5, or has gained their first lead of the game at 5-4. RBI single for Garcia. We go back to the top of the order. Francisco Soriano 1 for 2, an RBI double as it bounced against the wall in deep left. And this one off the glove of the pitcher. And somehow he was able to knock that ball down, and he throws him out at first. What a fine play right there. But the damage was done in the inning. 4 runs for the Blacksox. And for the first time, Long Island leads it, and they lead it by a score of 5-4. You're watching the 2025 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. Here's a high chopper, third base side. That's going to be a tough play for Batia, and he still got him. How about that? Well, what a fine play. Mike Sentman didn't really hit that ball that well, and he's going to be out 1-3. That was a fine defensive play by Padilla. And now the next batter up is going to be Andrew Bowman. Well, we kind of brightened up our picture just a little bit. I know it looks a lot different than the last 3.5 innings of play, but with the shadows, it was just really darkening the infield and the batter's box. So we brightened it up. Hope you don't mind as we play here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Sentman with a ground out on a fine defensive play by Padilla. And now the batter is Andrew Bowman. Bowman had an RBI single in that 3-run second. So let's see if Wade Telto's Orioles can counter that 4-run top of the 4th inning here by the Blacksox. Joe Bowman, brother of Andrew, on deck. And Stalin De La Rosa is in his 4th inning of work. He was the starting pitcher here today for the Blacksox. That is a called strike 3. And once again, we see a batter taking off before the umpire makes the call. 2 down here in the inning, and now Joe Bowman. Base hit in that 3-run 3rd inning. He takes ball 1. He had a stolen base and a run scored in that 2nd inning. So in the bottom half of inning number 4, 2 out, nobody on here for the Indianapolis Orioles, or the Indy Orioles. And they're going to say that's a strike. That caught the outside corner. Looked a little bit outside, didn't it? He looks in for the sign. He deals the 1-1. Out of play to the right. 2 strikes on Joe Bowman with Chaz Bellman, the scheduled hitter, on deck. We'll see if Wade decides to add a batter to the bottom of the order. A lot of times in the middle innings, you start seeing that from MSBL World Series managers. Stalin De La Rosa on the mound. I think I just liked saying that name. Pitch and a slider that missed. He did not get the call. And I believe the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The right-handed pitcher against the right-handed hitter. 2 outs, nobody on here in the home half of the 4th. And he delivers, and it's under the knees. Just missing, and it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. De La Rosa trying to work a perfect bottom half of the 4th inning. He is yet to have a perfect inning through the first 3 innings, and he's a strike away from getting one here. The payoff pitch, and it's low ball 4. Good at bat by Joe. So he is on for the 2nd time. He heads down to first base. That is the 3rd walk issued by De La Rosa. He has also struck out 4. Make that struck out 5. He's walked 3. He's given up a total of 6 hits. And we go back. Nope, we got a player added here to the bottom of the order. Or is this? I wish he'd turn around. No, this is Chaz. Runner at first with 2 out. Chaz Bellman at the plate, leadoff hitter. He is 2 for 2. Now the runner's going to get to second with that errant throw. Wild pitch or pass ball. We'll wait for the official. We'll wait for Mike Galato, who is our official scorer up in the press box. So a runner at second base, 2 outs. Good pitch, fastball outside corner. Bellman a double and a run scored in the first, and an RBI single back in the 2nd inning. The tying run is at second base with 2 outs. De La Rosa really taking his time out there, and a big swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side. Strikeout number 6, and we are heading to the 5th inning of play. The Blacksox lead the Orioles 5-4. Fifth inning action, top of the 5th inning. Cody South in his 5th inning of work. The Orioles gave up 4 runs in the top half of inning number 4 and now trail 5-4 in this 25 Mountain Division game for the Orioles. The Black Sox are coming from, I believe it's the National Division, 1 level above the Orioles Mountain Division. Frandy De La Rosa, the second baseman, will start things off. He had a base hit back in the first. He was out 1-3. He draws a leadoff walk, and that's the 3rd inning in a row that Cody South has issued a walk to the leadoff hitter of an inning. So he's done that in innings 3 and 4 and gave up runs in each of those innings. And now Ben Farias, and he's behind in the count at no balls and 1 strike. Swung on and popped up. Second baseman calling for it, and he makes the play. That was not an easy play for Glaze. And so there's one down here in the bottom half of inning the top half of inning number 5. Now the first baseman, Rod Rodriguez. And he's ahead in the count at no balls, 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 5th inning, 5-4 Black Sox, who come in here. They have outscored their opponents 18-8 in 2 games. Line smash out into left field, a base hit, where the exit velocity was pretty high on that one. And now the throw to third, and they got him. What a perfect throw coming in from left field. And that'll be out number 2, and that may end up being a very big play in this game. If that's Joe Bowman still out there, what a tremendous play from left field. De La Rosa saw that he kind of knocked it down with his chest, or it looked like it from here. And then he decided to try to go to third, and Well, just a heads-up play by the Orioles left fielder and the Orioles defense. So a runner at first base with 2 out for Gus Mejia. And Gus swings and hammers one foul out of play. StatCast tells us the exit velocity on that Rodriguez single to left field was 94 miles per hour. I was watching a game the other day. I don't remember who the batter was, and their exit velocity was like 122. I didn't know it went that high. I think it was Ohtani. Then you got the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. They'll be kicking off the World Series tomorrow night in Toronto. First time those two teams have met. The Blue Jays have been in 2 World Series in their history, and they've won both of them, ball 4. So a 2-out walk puts runners at first and second. As the 4th walk issued by Cody South. First and second occupied, and here is Bruce Valentin, the center fielder. He lines one out into left center field. That's going to drop in for a hit. And the runner from first will go to third. It's an RBI single. And just like that, the Blacksox lead it 6-4. Still have runners at first and third. With 2, that's only 1 out in the inning. And Castano batting for the 3rd time. Singled and scored in the 4-run 4th for the Blacksox. And the first offering is in there for a called strike. Blacksox looking for more. Big wave and a miss, and it's quickly 0-2 on Andrew with catcher Brian Padilla on deck. Five runs make that 6 runs on 8 hits for the Blacksox. 6 hits in total for the Orioles. They've scored 4 times, and it's 6-4 Blacksox here in the top of the 5th. Nice job behind the plate by Luca. Castano at the plate. First and third occupied. And here's a ball hit out into left field, and it's 7-4 Blacksox. Castano with his second hit. Another RBI. And there's 2 outs in the inning. I wasn't counting the play at third base. And that's going to be it for Cody South. So we're going to get a change in pitchers. Wade Telto will hand the ball over to a new pitcher, and this will be Jordan Henke. So South goes 4 2/3 and responsible for the 2 men on base, first and second, 2 outs in the inning. And you're getting a look at new pitcher Jordan Henke. There used to be a Tom Henke who pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays. So let's see if he can get Brian Padilla, who has popped up and reached on an error, and his courtesy runner came around to score in the 4th inning. So the Black Sox score 1 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and they have put 2 more runs on the board here in the top of the 5th inning, and they lead it 7-4. But still a lot of baseball left in this one. We're about maybe a little over halfway on that 3-hour time limit. It's about right around 5:20. There goes the runner to third and second. That's a double steal. We've seen a lot of stolen bases in this ball game. Second and third with 2 out. Henke to Padilla. And he's only able to foul that one off. 7-4 Blacksox in the lead, and they bat here in the top of the 5th inning. Two strikes with Jordani Santiago on deck. Henke trying to stop the damage here. And a good job of fouling that one off. Padilla didn't particularly like that last pitch, so he fouls it off like good hitters do. Henke a strike away from getting out of this inning. 2 runs in here in the top of the 5th. And a breaking ball, and he lifts this one to center field. This is playable. And the catch is made, and that'll retire the side. So a fine play out in center field by Bowman. They get 2 runs in the inning, and at the end, we're halfway through. It's 7-4 Orioles trailing the Long Island Blacksox. Well, the Orioles have their work cut out for them as we start the bottom of the 5th inning, and Dean Bidner gets hit on the very first pitch from Stalin De La Rosa, and he'll be at first base. The Orioles trail 7-4 as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Now Zach Luca. He is grounded out, he is popped out, and looking for his first hit. He swings and fouls off the first offering from De La Rosa and is down, no balls and 1 strike. I'll tell you what, this De La Rosa, boy, does he take his time or what? Long pauses, and he blew the fastball right by Zach Luca. Now, the one thing about working that deliberate, it can make a hitter a little impatient. But the flip side of that is that your defense is wanting you to pitch a lot quicker. And he struck him out swinging, and that's the first out here in a pivotal 5th inning. Cody South has been on base both times he's come to the plate, a walk in the first, and he had a single back in the 3rd inning. Blacksox in the field, they lead 7-4. Fastball up and away, ball 1. And Cody was the starting pitcher today. De La Rosa, in his 5th inning of work, he's given up 4 runs. And going to work against South, and he's fallen behind 2 balls and no strikes. This is no time to be putting anybody on base with a free pass. Boy, he is a slow worker. Wow. And it's 3-0. He's got talent. He's got a live fastball. I've seen him try to overthrow a couple of times. He needs a strike. As he's down 3 balls and no strikes, and he gets the call. Cody South said, boy, I'd like to have had that call when I was on the mound. 3 balls and 1 strike. Runner at first, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The check of the runner, and here is the pitch. The 3-1 pitch to the plate. And he was all over that one, but fouls it straight back. Hohokam Park, the winter home of the Athletics, also in the flight line of Sky Harbor Airport. They fly right over our heads. And here's a slow roller to the right side. He tags the runner at second, and the throw on to first is an inning-ending double play. Fine job by De La Rosa at second base. Double play goes 4-3, and at the end of 5, still 7-4 Blacksox. You're watching the 2025 MSBL World Series here on APN Sports, coming to you from Hohokam Park in Mesa. All right, we go now to the top of the 6th inning. And the Blacksox, who have scored all 7 of their runs over the last 3 innings, 1 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. And Jordani Santiago will be the first batter. Justin Garcia and Soriano, the scheduled hitters to follow. Jordan Hinkey now pitching in his 2nd inning. Came in the 5th inning in relief of Cody South, and a comebacker to the mound. And what a play by Hinkey, and there's one down. Then he threw it to the crowd. No, I'm just kidding. 1 up and 1 down now, the left fielder, Justin Garcia. In the air to the right side. And who's going to catch this one? It's going to be the right fielder. 2 down. So a line drive back to the mound and a routine fly out to the right fielder. I think that is still Dean Bittner in right field. I have to double check that. And now the batter is going to be Francisco Soriano, who is 1 for 3 at the plate, an RBI double back in the 3rd. Black Sox leading it 7-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. And actually, this is Sonny Hodge, excuse me. Sonny Hodge added to the bottom of the order. Two out with nobody on. Here's a ground ball cut off by the 3rd baseman. Fine play. And the throw on to first will get him, and that'll retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Black Sox still lead the Orioles here at Hohokam 7-4. And a good job by Sentman at 3rd base. All right, the Orioles come up, and here is Cam Pratt. He's leading things off. That's in there for a called strike. Hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. He's flied to left field. And this one is lifted in the air. The right fielder with a long run, and he'll make the one-handed grab, and that's the first out here in the inning. So a nice running catch by Jordan Ebert. Always important to get that leadoff hitter. Now second baseman Brandon Glaze. He takes a strike. Wade Telto is the scheduled hitter on deck. Stalin De La Rosa pitches the front 5. He gives up 4 runs, strikes out 7 in the game, and now gives way to Gio Abreu. Another good hard thrower. Let's see if he throws as hard as Stalin De La Rosa. He's bringing it. Well, this Black Sox team is not a National League team for nothing. They've got a lot of guys I've covered. I've had a lot of these guys on our videos before. And a lot of them had maybe low minor league action. I think they've had a couple of guys that were, up in like double or triple A. And that's ball 4. That's a big walk there and a very good at bat by Brandon Glaze. Here in the bottom half of inning number 6. Wade Telto has walked and scored, and he's 0 for 1. Runner at first with 1 out. Abreu on the mound, and he delivers, and that was a good hard fastball, and he challenged Wade, and Wade gave it a good cut, but came up empty-handed, and now down, no balls, 1 strike. Runner at first with 1 out. Swing and a miss. I'll tell you what, De La Rosa and Abreu, they can bring it. So Stalin De La Rosa strikes out a total of 7 batters. That is strike 3, and there is 2 down. Backward K on the score sheet, and there's 2 down in the inning for Mike Sentman, the starting third baseman for the Indy Orioles, or the Indianapolis Orioles, whatever your preference is. First pitch. And did he go around? And the appeal, and I think he called it a strike. He raised that right arm, and it's 0-1. Andrew Bowman on deck. Sentman 0 for 2. Runner goes, pitch taken, and boy, I'll tell you what, Glaze got a great jump that time, and the catcher made a good throw, but there was no chance. Let's see if the Orioles can at least get 1 run here and pull to within 2. They trail 7-4, bottom of the 6th. Runner at second with 2 out. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. Abreu looks in for the sign, kicks and deals. And what was that? I don't know if that's the slurve or if that was a cut fastball. That thing broke. I bet that ball broke 12 inches. That was something else. We're not in the major leagues. I'll tell you, I think he's throwing harder than De La Rosa. He's probably in the mid-80s. Am I crazy? Sentman try to hit this one to the opposite field. Well, he draws the walk. That's a great at bat. First and second occupied with 2 out. Andrew Bowman, the batter, he had an RBI single back in the second and a caught-looking strikeout in the 4th. But he's got 2 on, and he represents the tying run. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he had a good, healthy cut at that one. Nice swing, good level swing, but just fouled it off, and he's down, no balls and 1 strike. As we battle here from the winter home of whatever you want to call them. Are they the Sacramento or the Oakland A's? I think they're still the Oakland A's, but they play in Sacramento. I think I was talking about this earlier. That's a team that they even if they pass the stadium issue, they're 5 years out from moving to Las Vegas, Nevada. 2 balls and 1 strike on Andrew Bowman. Bowman waves the bat a couple of times, and now the pitch. I'll tell you what, he's had a couple of good cuts, just a little tardy. And, if you're not used to seeing this out in on the field. I think this young man's throwing. He's got to be 83, 85, maybe more. I'm not a human radar gun, but he's throwing pretty hard, and I think he's throwing harder than De La Rosa. So Gio Abreu. Now Andrews steps out of the batter's box, trying to collect himself. He's got 2 on. He represents the tying run, as I mentioned a moment ago. And the Orioles trail by 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. The 2-2. And excuse me, swing, but hey, that's not a bad idea. It keeps it alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Black Sox lead at 7-4. We're in the home half of the 6th. The Orioles batting. Brandon Glaze at second base. Michael Sentman at first. Unless they snuck in a courtesy runner while I was looking elsewhere. Abreu to the mat, and he got him swinging. Strikes out a couple, and we head to the 7th inning of play, and it is still 7-4 Black Sox here on APMvideo.com. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, we got a new hitter. It's going to be Jordan Ebert coming up to the plate here to start the top half of the 7th inning. Left-handed hitter against Jordan Hankey. First pitch is tapped foul. 7-4 in favor of the Black Sox here in the top of the 7th inning. Well, if the Black Sox hold on, they will continue their perfect winning ways in this 2025 World Series. Quickly 0-2 on the left-handed hitting Jordan Ebert. I'll tell you what, this Black Sox team, they've got a lot of talent, no question about it. And one of the reasons why I think they're playing in that upper division. Jordan goes into the wind. Long pause. Now ready and delivers the 0-2. And delivers it low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, just a beautiful day here at the ballpark. Temperatures in the mid-80s, and just really could not ask for better weather than what we've had. This is popped out of play back this way. And the count holds on the left-handed hitter at 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Black Sox got a run in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, 2 more in the 5th. That was after the Orioles had a 4-0 lead at the end of 2. And now Jordan Hankey, who took a long time before delivering that previous pitch, and now maybe playing a little cat and mouse game here with Ebert. The pitch. That's outside a ball, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, some of the players from the next game filtering in here at Hohokam Park in Mesa. The pitch. That one almost got him. So now the count is full. So he draws the walk. Yeah, I think we got a little distracted with the gentleman walking right in front of our camera. And so we go back to the top of the order. I don't know who that was, but you guys probably do. Francisco Soriano, who is 1 for 3. He hit a long double, bounced against the wall in left field back in the 3rd, and that drove in a run. Yeah, breaking ball in there. That's broke that off nicely was Jordan Hankey, the right-hander in relief of starting pitcher Cody South. Seventh inning action. Blacksox looking to add on to a 3-run lead here. Dangerous hitter at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Hankey. Quick throw over to first, and the runner is back in. That was pretty close. They are playing Francisco Soriano to pull. Glaze at second base at double play depth. And giving a lot of attention to Ebert over at first base. Jordan Ebert, not Ebert. Runner is going. High chopper, third base side. And here's a throw, and it's a low throw, and there's that outstanding speed paying off. That'll go for an infield hit. Well, technically, you might give the third baseman an error because he didn't throw it all the way in, but I almost feel like he one-hopped that throw on purpose, and it was still late. So the Blacksox have the first 2 runners on here in the top of the 7th inning, and Frandy De La Rosa, who is 1 for 2 with a walk, digs in from the left-handed side with Farias on deck. Nobody out, 2 on. And he gets the called strike on a nice pitch, a breaking pitch that just nipped the outside corner on Frandy De La Rosa. Blacksox up 7-4. We're in the top of the 7th. Here's a ground ball to the right side. The second baseman will go second 1, and that is that. No chance to turn a double play, and they did not want 22 to head on into home plate. So that'll go as a fielder's choice. Well, at least you get Soriano's great speed off the base pass. And now the batter's going to be Ben Farias. He's looking for his first hit. Third place hitter in the lineup here for Jimmy Rose. This team comes in with a record of 2 wins and no losses. Indianapolis trying to get back over the 500 mark. They come in with a record of 1-1. That's in there for a called strike. Nice pitch. I tell you, Jordan Hankey's, he's got a good fastball, but that breaking pitch, I think he could really set up the fastball with that. He's had pretty good command of that pitch. And that one up and in, and I think that was the whole idea for Hankey, maybe to get Farias to pop up. He got the barrel of the bat out in front, but he was way out in front and fouls it off. So 2 strikes on Farias, looking for his first hit of the contest. Chopping ball foul. Runners are at first and third here from Hohokam Park in Mesa. The temperature getting down in the low 80s right now. Just a beautiful late afternoon, early evening for baseball. And Jordan Hankey trying to dispose of Farias, and he missed inside. Infield playing a double play depth here for the Orioles. Hankey kicks and deals. Ground ball short, second 1. Throw on to first, and they turn the double play. 6-4-3, an outstanding job by the Orioles defense, and they turn away the Blacksox, who got the first 2 runners on base and could not score. We go to the 7th inning stretch from Hohokam. It's 7-4 Blacksox. Well, an outstanding pitcher's best friend, a 6-4-3 double play turned by the defense. And now we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Orioles are the home team, and so we'll see how quickly we're starting to come up on that 3-hour time limit. But still got plenty of time to finish this one and start another one. Man, what a clutch double play. Pratt glazed, and then on the first base, Bowman will start things off. Single run score back in the second. He had a steal, and then he walked in the 4th inning. Chopper out in front of the plate, and an easy play for Abreu. Gio Abreu in relief of starting pitcher Stalin De La Rosa, and he's now in his 2nd inning of work. And an easy first out. We go back to the top of the order. Here's Chaz, 2 for 3. Had the big double in the first and came around the score on the Bittner single to right field. 7-4 Blacksox. And here's a line drive. That's a base hit out in the center field. So a 1-out single, and Chaz has been on 3 of the 4 times he's been to the plate. And now the batter is going to be Dean Bittner. Bittner has singled. He's been hit by a pitch. He's struck out. 3rd hit for Chaz Bellman. And I think we have a new hitter in there. And that's going to be, is that Cody? That's who I have for number 1. And apparently that ball hit him. So now you got 1st and 2nd. And now, with Zach Luca, you have the tying run at the plate with only 1 out. So Gio Abreu needs to bear down right now, kind of like what we saw out of Hinkie in the last inning when he induced an inning 6-4-3 double play. First and second, 1 out. And it's 0-2 on Zach Luca. I'll tell you, that looked like a home run swing. Yeah, he took a big cut at that one. So he is down in the count. Orioles needing a big hit, and I don't know, that might have been like a high slider or maybe a cut fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the 3rd place hitter in the lineup for the Indianapolis Orioles. Abreu ready for the next pitch. Struck him out swinging. Another breaking pitch. So there's 2 down in the inning. That is strikeout number 3 for Gio Abreu. In relief of De La Rosa, 2 down in the inning. And now the cleanup hitter and today's starting pitcher, Cody South. Cody has walked, he has singled, and he too is hit into a double play. 2 out, 1st and 2nd. And a wave and a miss. And that makes it 0-1. I was just getting ready to say you'd like to see Cody get into an advantage count, maybe send those runners like a 2-1 count. It doesn't matter because Cody swings and lines one into center field. It's going to be bobbled, and now the runner is heading to third, takes advantage of it, and he is in safe sliding. The run will score. Cody takes second base, and just like that, the Orioles are down by 2, and they got the tying runs in scoring position. Well, a clutch hit on a 0-1 pitch. Bellman scores from second. And the first pitch to Cam Pratt is outside, ball 1. Pratt has been hit by a pitch. He just flied out 2 other times, 0 for 2. And he lines one to center field. This may tie the game. Here's the center fielder up with the ball. One run is in. They cut it off, but Abreu drops the ball. And on a 2-run single by Cam Pratt, the Orioles have tied it here in the 7th. It's 7-7. A 2-run single by Cam Pratt. And now Brandon Glaze. And he swings and lifts one down the right field line, and it's going to go foul. No balls and 1 strike. Brandon Glaze looking for his first hit of the ball game. He walked his last time up. He's down 0-1. Not a bad-looking pitch right there. And Glaze now in an advance, 1 ball, 1 strike. Padilla doing the catching here for the Blacksox. He's caught the entire game. Swing and a miss. Eyes got a little big when he saw that big breaking pitch from Gio Abreu, and now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So a 7-7 tie here in the home half of the 7th inning. That's outside, and now 2-2. Yeah, we're starting to come up on that 3-hour time limit. Well, if they could drag this inning out a little bit longer and score another run, they can win the game. Abreu delivers, and he missed low and away. Nice job by Padilla. You got the go-ahead, potentially the winning run at first base. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wade Telto is on deck, hoping for an opportunity to pick up his first hit. And now the delivery on 3-2. He lost him, and that's going to put the runner in scoring position. Runners are at first and second. All right, so Wade Telto up there with a chance to push across the go-ahead run. We are in the bottom half of the 7th inning. The Orioles have put 3 runs up here on the board and have tied the game after trailing 7-4. They led early 4-0. Strike 1 from Abreu to the manager of Indianapolis, Wade Telto. He's looking for his first hit. Now Wade calls time. Second pitcher used here today is Gio Abreu, the right-hander, the tough, hard-throwing right-hander. And he comes back in with a curve or a slider. And he's out in front, no balls and 2 strikes. And that is strike 3, and that'll retire the side. But we head now to the 8th, a new ball game here at Hohokam. It's 7-7. We'll be back with the MSBL World Series in just a moment. Here's Bruce Valentine. He'll take a strike from Jordan Henke. And he wallops one into deep left field, and that one's going to go all the way down into the corner, and that's going to be a 2-base hit. We apologize. We lost power, so we missed Rodriguez and Mejia's at-bats. Now the batter is going to be Andrew Castano, and he hits one hard, but at the second baseman, Glaze got it. He throws out to first, and that'll retire the side. That might have been deflected partially by Jordan Henke. But a fine defensive play at second base, and that'll end the inning. And so we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. We're still tied at 7. All right, we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning here. And boy, a good one here from Hohokam Park in Mesa. Mike Sentman looking for his first hit. He drew a walk his last time up. And the third pitcher used here today, it's going to be Adolfo Reyes, the right-hander. So Reyes in relief of Gio Abreu, who pitched 2 innings and gave up the 3 runs. He gave up the tying run. Well, it's been a good game. Orioles dominated early. They led 4-0 at the end of 2 innings of play. And then the Blacksox woke up. They got a run in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th. Took a 7-4 lead, only to see the Orioles really take it to Abreu. He had some command issues. He had 2 walks, gave up a total of 3 hits in the inning and 3 runs. So the Orioles trying to get it going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Third baseman Mike Sentman. Swing and a miss on the 2-strike delivery, and down he goes. First strikeout for Adolfo Reyes. And now the batter is outfielder Andrew Ballman. And he takes a strike. Andrew had an RBI single back in the 3-run 2nd inning for the Orioles. And overall, he's 1 for 3. Taken low for a ball, and the count is even at 1 ball, 1 strike. So new pitcher Adolfo Reyes on the mound in replace of Abreu, who pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 runs. And De La Rosa was the starter, who went 5 and gave up 4. 2 balls and a strike on Andrew Bowman, trying to get something going here. Well, I was told during the break that the start time was not the start time that I had. So we've got, as this one is lined out into left field, and that's a base hit. Boy, he ripped that one into left field. So a good job there. And the go-ahead run is on base. So we will be able to play the 9th inning. So I was a little bit off.
Nah. That one went up and over.
And now the ball gets away from the catcher.
Yeah, that's what it
and
sounded
he finally corrals it over by the first base dugout, Padilla. And all the while, the runner is at second base. So Andrew in scoring position to possibly give the Orioles the lead here. And a fastball that is left too high. Joe Bowman at the plate. He's the final hitter in the Orioles lineup. Well, they got nothing but hard throwers, at least the 3 that we've seen here today. I think Abreu threw harder than De La Rosa. And he got him with a slider. Down and away, and there's 2 down. So the second strikeout for Adolfo Reyes. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And we go back to the top of the order and Chaz Bellman. All Chaz has done, 3 hits, a run scored, one of them a double, one of them an RBI single. That was in the 2nd. He doubled in the 1st. And they're going to put him on base. So that'll force a force at all the bases, not home plate. And Dean Bittner, who drove in the game's first run with a single, he's also walked, and it gets away from the catcher. Well, they probably would like to have that back, wouldn't they? Intentionally walking Bellman, though he does have 3 hits. So now 2nd and 3rd with 2 out, and the 1-0. And that's in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dean Bittner. A big moment in this game. Well, we should be able to get to the 9th inning before that 3-hour time limit. Here's a line shot, but right back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Got a few Blacksox fans here in the crowd. breaking pitch down and away. So the count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adolfo Reyes, the third pitcher used here today by Jimmy Rose. Trying to get out of this jam, and the pitch. And that is strike 3 called. Looked like a pretty good pitch. You see Bittner saying it was too high, and that will retire the side. He strikes out 3 of the 5 batters he faced. We go to the top of the 9th inning. We're tied at 7. What a ball game from Hohokam. All right, we go to the 9th inning. I'll tell you, it's coming down to who wants it the most. First pitch, a called strike. Padilla will start things off here in the 9th inning. Jordan Hankey has done a pretty fine job in this game, I would have to say. Came in 4 2/3 after Cody South, who gave up all 7 runs, and he has slammed the door. 3 shutout innings, 3 1/3 to be exact. Change up, and he got under that one. Sends it out in the shallow center, and it's going to fall in for a base hit. Cody couldn't come up with the ball. They bobble it. They throw it to second, not in time. Well, I think if Bowman had picked it up cleanly, he would have had a shot at him at second. So that'll go for a 2-base hit. That's a situation where you'd like to have seen Cody maybe just play that on a hop and keep that guy at first base. Of course, as Jordani Santiago is up there, he's walked, sac flied, and lined out to the pitcher in 3 tries. And they want that runner at third base with less than 2 outs. They had him squaring, and they square again, and he missed it. Well, he hit it, but he hit it foul. I don't know if he offered it that first one. No way to check here. So it was 1-1. It was a low and outside, and now it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Jordan Hinkey would love to get a strikeout. I'll tell you what, if I was on the mound right now, he's going to get one up and in, a fastball up and in, not under the chin, but try to keep it in the strike zone. Oh, the throw back to second was so close. Well, a nice throw. That was a good pickoff move by Hinkey, and Glaze tried to lay the tag as quickly as possible, but the runner got back in time. And he offered it that one. Yes, that's a called strike, 2-2. Came back with a breaking ball. That's a good idea, too, because it's very tough. I mean, when you're bunting, you like to either have a soft breaking pitch or a fastball probably somewhere middle in. So now the 2-2 pitch, no out, runner at second. Time was called. Now I've been told we will not have extra innings. We went past the 3-hour time threshold. Full count. Boy, you don't want to lose Jordy Santiago here. You got the 2 strikes. I think you got to come after him. The bunt, I would think, is off at this point with 2 strikes. Of course, I've seen crazier things. And he pops it up. So this should be the big first out. And they give the shortstop room. He had to make the catch because there was only a runner at second base. And good job by Pratt out there. So 1 down. And Justin Garcia batting for the 4th time. He has struck out, driven in a run with a single. He has flied to right. Strike is called. Our home plate umpire giving a lot of leeway on that outside. And if you're Hinkey, you would imagine that you would keep exploiting that. He tried that time and missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Justin Garcia. Good wheels. He's a contact hitter. And a play at second, and it hit the runner, and he takes off. He got a good jump on that, and he will go to third on the throwing error. Now 90 feet away from giving the Blacksox the lead. In the air and foul out of play. I think that ball hit the tripod. So 2 strikes on Justin Garcia. And a drive into right field. That ball is going to be caught. Here's the catch. Here's a strong throw home, but it's late. And the Blacksox lead it here in the top of the 9th inning on a sacrifice fly to right by Justin Garcia. Now what happened? He left too early. And that's a double play. How about that? A double play to retire the side. And what a break that time by the Orioles. So we go to the bottom of the 9th inning here from Hohokam Park in Mesa. Zach Luca will start things off. A 7-7 tie here in the bottom half of inning number 9. And a swing and a foul, and Luca's down a strike. It's been a tough day for this talented catcher. Second inning of work for Adolfo Reyes in relief of Abreu. So Zach Luca looking for his first hit. This is the 5th time he's been to the plate. He's 0 for 4. Trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 9th inning. They need a run to win this game in the 25 age group. And a strike called. 0-2 on Zach Luca. 3, 4, and 5 for the Orioles with Cody South and Cam Pratt to follow. And a good eye. He was patient on that one, and that one was way out of the strike zone. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Zach Luca. I think Air Force One is landing in center field. That sounds really close. Now the 1-2. And a chopping ball, but that's foul. So the count holds on the Orioles catcher, Zach Luca, at no balls and 2 strikes. It was outside, but he's been giving that pitch maybe not that far outside, and so the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reyes struck out 2 in his first inning back in the 8th. He delivers in the 9th. It's grounded up the middle. Knocked down by De La Rosa. He won't have a play. And an infield hit for Zach Luca. He went with the pitch, and he represents the winning run for the Orioles. That'll bring up Cody South. And Cody takes ball 1. Can't find it, and Luca heads to second. Heads up base running, and let's see if they put Cody South on intentionally. 1 ball and no strikes. Cody has walked, singled, hit into a double play, and drove in a run in the 7th and came around to score. So he's 2 for 3 with a walk. 1 RBI, 1 steal. Winning run at second. He bunts, and it's a good one. Third base side, and they're not going to have a play anywhere, and he moves the runner to third base with nobody out. That was clutch, and with the speed of Cody South, he is always able to, beat out. And I mean, he's a threat for an infield hit every time. Now they're going to go ahead and put the next batter up in Cameron Pratt. I think I've never seen this. Cody South just walked to second. That is the slowest stolen base in StatCast history, as he was traveling an estimated 6 miles per hour to second, and that's a stolen base. Probably a defensive indifference, but I want to give him a steal, his second of the day. And now as he picked off at second, they got him. And now the runner at third has to stay put. Oh, my goodness. What is Cody South doing? Was time called? Well, if time was called, I mean, well, Cody is out. He got picked off, and it was like he didn't respond to the move. So they're still intentionally walking the batter. I think he thought it was ball 4, but all right, first and second, one out. Still in a great position here. And I didn't mean to come down on Cody. Okay. Brandon Glaze at the plate. First pitch outside, and the runner, Cam Pratt, will take second. I'll tell you, this crowd making a lot of noise here at Hohokam Park in Mesa. Finish. Line drive, center field, it's all over. It's all over from Hohokam Park in Mesa. And here in the bottom of the ninth inning, the Orioles are victorious 8-7 with a walk-off line drive base hit by Brandon Glaze. His outstanding defense and clutch hitting here in the end have given the Orioles their second win in 3 games in round-robin play, and they beat the team in the upper division. This has been a presentation of APM Video Sports. So for Dylan Olson, my name is Jeff Lowry. Winning pitcher, by the way, in the game, and maybe our star of the game, Jordan Henke. He was outstanding, 4 1/3 innings. He slammed the door on this outstanding Blacksox offense.